Hello, this is Clay Boykin, and I am in search of the new compassionate male. I just completed editing an interview I did with a gentleman who escaped the Civil War in Sierra Leone and now lives in Guinea. He's a compassionate man who has devoted himself to working with children who have been orphaned as a result of the AIDS pandemic. His story is riveting, heartbreaking, and heartwarming. Here's that conversation.
Here in Africa, I personally, what I've seen is so terrible. I'm so encouraged and I'm so touched actually by the tremendous work that you are doing. Let's say doing with your organization, Compassionate Male. This is so wonderful. Keep doing it. This passion that you've had, actually, there are many around who are actually looking forward, who really need this, who are going through some kind of, who are having wounds that needs healing, who are having pains, who have gone through struggles that needs healing. So keep it up, and I wish you all the best, and I wish this vision will be all over in Africa and all over the world, wherein people can rethink and see their passion, their compassion, and see how they can revive their compassion and then serve it as make it a kind of solution to the dying world.
Hello world, it's me, Dennis, and welcome to In Search of the New Compassionate Male. This is our podcast. I am the producer, Dennis Tardan, and I'm here with the founder, Clay Boykin. Hello, Clay.
Hi, Dennis. Dennis, today our guest is Kpakiwa, and Philip lives in Guinea, but he's originally from Sierra Leone, and his story is riveting. And I really, first of all, I want to say hi, Philip.
Hello, hi.
Hello to everyone. Oh,
Yes.
We are so honored to have you on.
So welcome. And we really would like to learn about you, about your past, what brought you out of Sierra Leone and into Guinea, and then what you're doing today. We're in search of the new compassionate male, and a mutual friend has introduced us.
Yes.
And like I said earlier, from what I can tell, your story is powerful.
Thank you so very much. Being part of this, the Compassionate Male, is such an honor and a privilege, wherein I've been able to share my story, which will empower and maybe touch someone else's mind and heal the soul of those who someone's hurt, who may have been thinking that he or she is going through a difficult time or maybe have situation. So hearing my story will kind of be like, wow. So if I'm going through, see the story of Philip. So this kind of, I believe this create a kind of transformation. My story, I'm married with 3 children, 2 girls and 1 boy. I was around the age of 14 years old, living with my family, a God-fearing family, a family that loved God, and my father was a diamond dealer and a pastor at the same time, because he used to buy diamond from the miners, the local miners, and then sell it out to people that usually come around to buy the diamonds, and then for him to be able to feed and take care of his family. But the war in Sierra Leone, and as you all may have heard about the movie called Blood Diamond, which really is based on Kono. That is the eastern part of Sierra Leone, where I come from. One early morning, when the rebels attacked my town, that is Kono, Kwedu town, and that morning I dressed up, preparing for school, and my mother was also there preparing food to sell. Like we have what we call yebe, that is the cassava, potato, and some other fruit mixed together, prepared and sell to people around. My mother was in this process, and then the rebel, we suddenly heard gun sounds all over, bombs, and people were running helter skelter, and there was such a huge drama within the town, and everybody was panicked. Everybody was really in deep under deep pressure and discouraged and lost of hope. So like within this process, hearing sounds that we've never heard before. So like we were somehow fear, panic, and we saw rebels coming to our home. And then when they came, by then, my mother and my other brothers had already run away because like they had to go to the nearby village wherein I and my father and my other brother was at home still waiting to see how situation would be and how and what to do after. So we saw those rebels that came in, and then they ordered my father to come out. My father came out, and then they requested that my father should give them diamonds. But like my father actually hadn't no diamond at that time, because like when we heard the rebels within the neighboring towns around our place, he had stopped during this sale because he was afraid for his life. So within this phase of time, the rebels never believed that my father really was not having any diamond with him. So they asked him, he came out. We were there standing, the first team pointed a gun at him and then asked him that if there are no diamonds, they are going to shoot him. So he said that he has no diamond, pleading, requesting for them to understand his plea. But like one of the rebels just shot him on the head, so there he fell and died. And my elder brother, the first one to my mother and father, ran towards my father, but he was a little bit at distance. So when the rebels saw him running towards the father, who already was lying dead, the rebels thought that he was going towards them to like attack them because of the act they did by shooting my father. So like they saw it as a kind of revenge. So they hold him, they tied him up, they had the place tire on him, and then burn him alive. So within this process, while this was going on, as a young boy at the age of 14, so I was in a very deep panic. Luckily, their attention was not so much on me, so I had to run behind the other house and run in the bush. So I lived in the bush for several months alone, and sometimes I used to meet people around who also was in the same situation. So like everybody was like a wild and was like an animal looking for rescue. So no one cares for any other person. So within this process, I went to a village because after living in the bush for several days, I came to a village wherein there was nobody. So like I started opening doors to like find something to eat. But because within the days that I was in the bush, I used to live and feed on roots like cassava, whatever I saw around or in the bush, I used to feed on it. And in this village, never knowing that there were rebels who were already surrounding the bush, the village. They thought that there are soldiers within, and I was somehow like sent as a spy to know whether rebels are around, so they caught me. So like they had to give me some torture for me to like say the truth. But like I actually did say the truth that I wasn't with any soldier and I was alone rescuing, fighting for my life. So they had to free me. So I was with them for some months, moving wherever whatever direction they used to go. So like luckily they carried me to a place called Cambia. That is one of the districts in Sierra Leone that is close to Guinea, that shares a boundary with Guinea. So like I was in that district. So there was this rebel fellow who actually had this kind of passion within him. So he loved me, actually seeing me back because I was like quiet and never used to talk much because I was under a deep, I was traumatized. So this rebel fellow told me that, would you like to go to Guinea? Because here now, from here, we're going to attack another place and we don't know what will be the fate of everyone. So like, I'm gonna help you. He said he's gonna help me. So like, carry me closer towards the border and then I'll find my way. So like, he rescued me actually, and I crossed the border.
Tell me, Philip, how old were you then and what year was that?
I was at the age of, and it was in something like around March in 1996, 97. So that was the time I crossed.
Thank you.
97. So like I entered the border, Guinea, like I met soldiers there, the Guinean soldiers. They were a little bit also scared of me, but like they saw some innocency with me. So like that's through the border, I saw a lot of people. There were cars that actually was transporting people from the border to the city. So I came to the city, Guinea Conakry. So like I was in the embassy premises for like a week. So I finally found my elder sister who had also run to Guinea. So like I went and stayed with my elder sister. Since then, I was with her for a very long time and with a husband who also was a pastor. But both of them are dead. They are no more alive. And they had a ministry here called New Family and a school called Gateway. So like I lived and spent my entire life with them till the time God took them back. So like I became a master on my own. But what actually I got from the struggle, the terror I went through, was the kind of passion for humanity. Because within my struggle, within the state that I was in, there were people who also were living difficult life. There were people who were in terrible situations. I saw children standing, having nowhere to go, crying in agony. I saw dead bodies. I saw people actually who were innocent, who never knew anything about politics, who never knew what government is, who only used to live on farming, going to the farm in the morning, do their farming and coming back at home in the evening. These people were victims of the rebel war that went through. They were totally innocent. And my coming to Guinea, I had to go through a lot of challenges, difficult time, but actually I saw people also in Guinea who lived a hell on earth because like they had no food, no clothing. They used to live on prostitution for them to be able to have their daily bread, like mostly women And some of the refugees who came to Guinea had unwanted pregnancies because they had to do that for them to be able to live a daily life, to handle what they can eat. So some of them are having had children who they cannot control, children that they cannot really take care of. And some of the refugees who came here, especially the female, were maltreated. And till date, as I'm talking, there are women living here in Guinea. There are places called Bolobine in Conakry here, and also Bushra, and another place called Timineta in Conakry here. When you come to these places, you visit these places, you see the terrible life people are living. Really, whatever situation you may be in, life you may be in, you raise your hands to God and give thanks. Because actually, these people are living a kind of soft life with no hope. Some of them hardly have food to eat, and some of them live on prostitution. And with this, they have children whom they cannot really take care of. And so the situation now is really promoting this, prompting little girls to go into prostitution, and little boys, young boys, to go into drug addiction, to form gang groups, to live a kind of life with no hope, because they see that there is no future. So whatever life may bring to them, they are pleased with it and they are ready to welcome it, to give an open arms to it. But I give glory to God for my life, because when I came to Conakry, though life was hard, life was difficult, but being attached with my late in-law and my elder sister, as they were Christian, they had school, so I attended a school, and they brought me up in this kind of they built my mind to not put what has happened to me on my mind, or to take revenge, but to forgive, to find a solution, and to be a kind of wind of solution to others who may have gone through similar situation, to a kind of I actually your organization, the Compassionate Male, having compassion on people, what they are going through, the situation wherein they are, and what they are facing. Presently, Guinea is a country that is under a democratic rule, actually, but the democracy in Guinea has actually been abused, because the country is going through some kind of dilemma, struggle, because the president is about 83 years old, and we just ended his third term in power election this October. Last year, October, he won the election in his third term, and since then, life has been hard, because the opposition are actually holding grounds on the economy. So things are turning over, and then life is difficult. And one thing also that touches me here in Guinea is that Guinea is about 95% Islam country, Islamic state, and these people believe in marrying 4 wives, 3 wives, and so forth. The sense of polygamy is accepted, because they take it as a culture, and also they said the religion has permitted them to marry 2, 3, and 4. So because of this situation, women and men and children are really going through difficult all time. Now imagine, according to my personal assessment, analysis, when a man has 4 wives, you have to satisfy all these 4 wives. And the man share his days of sleeping time with the wives. He may sleep here 2 days, the second one 2 days, third 2, and fourth 2. So like within the week, he passes all these days to the wives. And obviously, he has to satisfy these wives. Because like you cannot visit the first woman tonight, a day without having sexual intercourse. And then visit the second one, you may have to then, for example, if you refuse to meet the sexual demand of the third wife, she may say, oh, you don't love me. That is why you are not sharing bed with me. So the man is forced to share bed with all of the wives. Imagine a man within a year, 2, 3, satisfying all these women who also are in need of sex. So like it kind of ruin the man and gives the man short life. So that is why when you come to Guinea, all you see women dressed, most elderly women, you see them dressed in blue attire, and they tied up their head with blue head tie. Some of them are dressed in white, and some of them are dressed in black. That is to show that, to say, these women dressed in black or in blue or white have lost their husband. They are widows. So like it is too many in Guinea, too many widows in Guinea. And some of these women are not educated. The level of education with women here is very low. So like they believe that the higher you bear children for the husband, the more you stand a chance to be helped, or maybe to have people who will rescue you tomorrow when you are old. So like these men die and leave these women, some of them 4 children, 5, 6, and when a man that takes care of the home dies and leave a woman with 4 children, 5 children, 6 children, how will the woman take care of them, support them? So like this one is forcing these young boys, young girls to go into prostitution, gang groups, or to like sit around this mercury. There is something they call mercury, this lottery. Like every day they play it around. You see a lot of young boys around playing these games to like get money to deliver themselves from the situation they are going through. So in places like an area called Matutu Bafon and also Kipe and other places, you have these young boys that have lost hopes. They gather themselves together at night, they become armed robbers, and they form gang groups. They rape girls on the street and they commit havoc. But actually, because of maybe for the government or some other restrictions, these things are not really common on the internet because it reduces the value of the country. But when you come to Guinea, when you visit Guinea, you go around those places, you actually feel pity for those young boys and girls. The rate of prostitution is growing rapidly. And some of them are forced to go into this situation because they have nothing to do. They have no skills and they have no trade that they can do to maybe like survive and build their future. So they are forced to go into these things. So like personally, with the passion I had for little children, I started working with children before. since 2010, no, 2009. I used to buy like candies, biscuits, and little things, share it to children. So like within this process, I met a man who also had a passion for children. He's called Jose Gabriel Cabral. He lives in the United States. So he was a personal friend. He tried to like help me in my vision. So finally, he had to establish Care for Children organization, an organization that really cater for children around the community. Like you identify street children. So like sometimes he's not having, he doesn't have. So like he also is looking out for people that may help the vision here in Guinea. So sometimes he helps with like $300, $400, 500. We feed community children, and then also we buy a bale of cloth and give it to children, street children, children that do not have, and sometimes we buy books for children to be able to go to school, because like there are communities here, there are families here, their children, when their children goes to school, an exercise book like this, because they do not have to support their children, they'll share this exercise book, they cut it middle, they share it to their children. A child is entitled to one exercise book, to an exercise book, to copy notes and whatever he or she is being taught in school. But because of the rate of poverty and the suffering and that the parents are going through, they cannot afford one of these exercise book. So what they do, they when they have it, they share it middle, give one to the other, the half to the other, and the other half to the other. So the organization here, we identify those children, we provide free books for them. Sometimes we manage to like pay for some of their tuition. So like because we cannot somehow meet all their needs, so we are planning a project to like establish a cool day-to-day English school here in Guinea for the Sierra Leoneans, Liberian children, and also the Francophone children who have this passion to study English, because English has conquered the world. So like English is the first language that you can speak anywhere in the world. So there is this growing interest in Guinea here for English schools. So like we want to, this year, this coming academic year, to start a coded to this school with like 50 to 100 children, to be able to like take care, support them, give them free education. And some who cannot, for some who cannot pay, it will be a tuition school, but like some who cannot afford, we give them free education, provide books, and also we've been doing community feeding. Like we've been having 200, 300, 400. If we plan, we prepare food for like maybe 50 children that we can afford, or maybe 100 children that we can afford. You won't believe we will have over 300 children. Hence, it is free meal. You see children coming from all angles. And then, so, but like, to God be the glory, this is what we've been doing actually. It's so pathetic. It's so really pity to see the way children are living here in Guinea, and the way women are forcing themselves into prostitution, and the way guys, young men are going into drug addiction, and the way people are living, poverty has gotten hold of communities here. So like we want to reach out. We want to be solutions. We want to like create a means through which we can empower young people, young girls and children, for them to be able to envision their future, to hold onto something, to learn skills, to build life on their own by not depending on someone. But like when you have a skill, you can use your skill to like transform your life and even your family. You can also use your skill to make a brighter future. This is what actually we are working on presently. Thanks so very much. And what I may also say, I'm so sorry that, as you likely said, that America is going through this hard time, this political divide. You know, like I can say America is the father of the world. So like most countries are really looking forward to America. The world is looking forward to America. But the situation there, we pray that like things will go to normality and things will work well. It is some kind of also obvious, as I can say, because like some of the people would like for their voice to be heard. And you know, actually, so if I can say something also in light to you living over there, you are fortunate, you are privileged.
Yes.
You are really a kind of destined, because like I've been to the United States under the program Mandela Washington Fellowship, and I did some professional course there with at the University of Berkeley, and I've seen the United States. I've seen the privileges that you are having there, and I've seen the other, I've seen law and order and the kind of I don't know how to express it, but actually life in the United States, though you have difficulties, you have challenges, though you have hard time, but like you are privileged.
Yes.
I don't think any of you have ever encountered a situation wherein you've heard 24 hours guns sound, guns shot, bombs around. You're privileged. Here in Africa, I personally, what I've seen is so terrible. Wherein you work on dead bodies, wherein you walk around with a feeling that you can be down at any moment. Have been in this situation, wherein when you're working, if you find yourself alive, every day it's like you have a grace, you have a privilege. Because like every day people die, you can be sitting somewhere and all of a sudden be attacked. So I've seen this kind of terrible life, and my advice I would give to people is for us to like put aside our differences, our hates, our political differences, and like have the spirit of diversity, like political diversity, ethnic diversity, religion, etc., to come together and build a world wherein we have no cause to fear, wherein you be my brother and you be my sister, I be your brother and I be your sister. And you can make this happen. You can be the change that you wish to see. Your voice can go viral. Just a word. I'm so encouraged and I'm so touched actually by the tremendous work that you are doing to like let's say doing with your organization Compassionate Male. This is so wonderful. It's so wonderful. Keep doing it. This passion that you've heard. Actually, there are many around who are actually looking forward, who really need this, who really want to be touched, who are going through some kind of, who are having wounds that needs healing, who are having pains, who have gone through struggles that needs healing. So like keep it up, and uh, I wish you all the best, and I wish this vision will be all over in Africa and all over the world, wherein people deep can rethink and see their passion, their compassion, and see how they can revive their compassion and then serve it as make it a kind of solution to the dying world. Thanks so very much. If I may have any other to say, so like maybe you may have questions before I proceed.
Philip, thank you so much for sharing what you shared. It's I don't know what to say. It's so very powerful.
Okay.
There we go.
Philip, when you were growing, when you see being in a 95% Muslim majority country, how are you seeing the opportunities for women to get into political power? And because we're seeing this as in our work and with the In Search of the New Compassionate Male, we're seeing that women coming into and being treated equally and being given political power, and this is an important component of that. Are you seeing women getting an opportunity to get into political power?
In the future, I'm seeing women in the future, some of them getting into political power, because the world is becoming a kind of like social, and but actually Guinea is a country that gives less privilege to women, because like that is a tradition and also based on the religion, because like they see women not fit to like lead. Women are partially going through difficult time, because like when a woman is outspoken, she'll be called different names. When a woman stands to speak the truth, maybe her right and her freedom will be suppressed, and families will come around and be telling her, hey, you are a woman, you are not supposed to like stand and speak over men. You are a woman. The role of a woman is to stay at home, bear children, and look after the children. So that's how actually it is here in Guinea. Though we have few number of women who are very proactive, who really are in the political system, but like I can say 80 to or 93% of women are really deprived from being proactive or maybe getting themselves involved in political powers. Like they are really marginalized. Another way to like support my work is to empower the children, for them to be educated, empower them educationally, like creating like the school project that I'm working on, to like have a school that can accommodate larger students, like huge number of students, like maybe 200 to 300 children or more. That one can really be extraordinary and can reach thousands.
And you want to build that
because
school?
Like, yes, that's what I want to do. My story my story also can be a kind of transformation to people, and it can empower somebody else. So like being part of this, the Compassionate Mayor is such an honor and a privilege, wherein I've been able to share my story, which will empower and maybe touch someone else's mind and heal the soul of those who someone's hurt, who may have been thinking that he or she is going through a difficult time or maybe hard situation. So like hearing my story will kind of be like, wow. So if I'm going through, see the story or feel it. So like this kind of, I believe this create a kind of transformation.
I believe so too. I believe that this can do that we can go ahead and have a better world through more open hearts and more communication and connection. Oh, Philip, thank you so much.